Hey guys, it's Alert here, back again with another review, and today we're having a look at the DC Collectibles New Batman Adventures Firefly. I want to say right off the bat that these figures are not total garbage like everyone else is saying they are. I actually really like these figures. They have a nice presence about them, and this is actually the only Firefly figure in 6-inch scale. Multiverse, get on that, but you can probably get away with using this guy in Classics just because there is no option. There's the Arkham Origins one, but I think he's a little too tall. So I'm sure I'll have pictures on Instagram of this guy fighting the DC Classics Batman I have. But with that out of the way, let's just talk about his accessories quick. Now, he's got a plethora of hands. He has 2 fisted hands, one of which is on him. This is the right hand, hence the thumb is on that side. He has bitch slap or jazz hands, just relaxed hands, or hello hands. He's got standard gripping hands. Do with that as you will. And last but not least, I'll find it here, he has trigger fingers. And no, his gun does not go down to his pinky, it just kind of rests on top of that. So, you got that. They're easy enough to remove, but I'm not going to do that just because this is how he is going to be displayed with the trigger finger. Now, he does, of course, come with the turnaround base here. And for some reason, the rod on this particular stand is thicker than the regular ones. Here is Etrigan's base, and you can see that rod is a little thicker. And if I was going to try and put it in here, I guarantee you it would not fit. Yeah, see, the peg hole is just too small. So I don't know what the deal with that is. I figured guys like Etrigan, first of all, and you know, Killer Croc. I don't have my Bane yet, but he should be on the way. He is on the way as of the time of the recording of this video, which is probably about a week in advance. Gotta stay one step ahead. No. But yeah, I figured the bigger characters would have like the thicker rod, but do with that comment as you will. His little clip stand is also the peg hole is significantly bigger than the other characters. So why that is, I don't really know, but this is the only one I was able to fit on here. For some reason it's tighter this way, so we're going to do it that way. But he comes with the same stand. I'm probably going to nip these like I usually do. I haven't done that on the Batman and Robin I reviewed last week, so, or whenever I reviewed them. But yeah, so Firefly comes as a little flamethrower gun. That's his one other accessory. It's blue and gray and has a hole on the end, which is a nice detail because a lot of toy companies don't do that. And it does fit in the holster on his leg, but it is kind of a loose fit. Kind of just sort of rests in there, so yeah, swinging around it. Well, it wants to stay in now, but mark my words, it will fall out if you are not careful, especially if you want him to do the splits. It'll loosen up. Now, you know what? It's loose like sideways, but in here, just straight down, it's pretty snug. But he comes with that. And speaking of the articulation, his head is on a swivel. You want to be careful. You don't want to break that antenna off because that is not soft plastic. But his head does rotate. Move his freaking arm down. His head rotates. Just be careful with it. It is nice and snug on mine, so that's always good. The shoulders move forward and back, kind of hindered due to the way they're sculpted, but you can get them to work if you start moving the arm out. And the arm moves out a decent amount too, just to add. He's got a single joint in the elbow and rotation. The elbows on him can bend halfway decent. Just bringing him behind camera so I can do it all the way. Almost 90, so that's not too bad. His wrists rotate, and they all have hinges on them. The fist hinges don't exactly work, but that might just be because they're stuck. I'm not sure, but I think this one was moving last night. I got it to move. And when I say stuck, I mean you just gotta pull them out and you gotta work it. It's not like it's gonna break, because you know they are, as T-Biz said, ribbed for your pleasure. He's got a waist swivel, and his hips do move out. This is not going to hinder it in any way, but he can't exactly do the splitsies. This side's a little tighter than the other side, but he's not horrible in the hip department, but he isn't great. And this hip is so stiff. I keep working that one. It's like one of those 90s figures where you squeeze the legs. That's essentially what I got to do to get this hip down, so I don't move it out a lot. He's got a single joint in the knee. They both work. He's got a swivel in the ankle, near the boot there, and he's got a hinge in the ankle. And no rocker, which kind of sucks, but oh well. Chances are he's going to be hanging up in your room somewhere anyways. Probably not mine, because he's a little small, and I don't want his Nutella. What the hell, I can't talk, yeah, his gun is a pain in the balls getting his hand, though. The right way, that is. There we go. Once you get it to a certain point, it's pretty easy. So, there is Firefly. And he's not one of the hard ones to stand up. He likes to stand right up. No sweat. Unlike the size comparison, Batman here, he's kind of topples over. But as you can see, Firefly looks a little taller than Batman. Or about the same. So, that's nice. That's nice. We'll put him where we can get to him a little easier. Right there. But yeah, Firefly, I really don't have any problems with this figure other than he doesn't have an ankle rocker, but that's not a make or break with this line. I think the make or break with this line is how much you're going to tolerate those hip joints. And the fact that this guy's head doesn't exactly sit too even on his body. So I'd say the only problems I really have with this guy is his head doesn't exactly turn. It more or less goes crazy exorcist motion, but that's a minor complaint. So with that being said, I'm going to give this guy I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I don't have a lot of problems with this figure, and any ones I have are either resolved or not that big of a deal. So, I guess until next time, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll catch you guys later.